cold spirit, we have shown up today in honor of the entire spectrum, of consciousness on this day. We show up inside of our lineages. We show up inside of ourselves as scientists. We show up today in all of ourselves into the Geechee Mandu, rites of passage, whole entire society. We have begun on today. I'm so excited to see everybody. So I just want to make sure that you are well prepared for the next bit of time. Please make sure you have writing utensils, right? Your journals, whatever. I'll tell you what I got around me. I got my crystals around me. I got my prayer beads with me. I have my sacred jewels with me. I got spirit with me. I got sacred with me, and I got some sage spray with me. So all of that kind of stuff, every time we have our sit downs. I apologize, we really should have been together today, but my mind was on people being out of town and me doing 1,000 things that I didn't even really plan. But from now on these Sundays, I would like for us to be together, like 100%, because Taylor's here, like she's here from Cali, y'all. So we could like really communed today. But Azania, my daughter, did graduate yesterday, so I did do that. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Yay. So yeah, and okay, so what we're going to do first is thank you so much. Thank you, y'all. We are going to pour libation. Did everyone get their ancestors' names? So we're gonna, when we do this libation, I'll of course open up and start it, but we are going to take some time to recognize the ancestral lineages that are here. So that's gonna take a little bit of time. So just be prepared for that. We're gonna like really like introduce our bloodlines today, so that we have like everybody present. And so just be prepared for that. Let me go grab a coal and a lighter. My lighters are actually, hold on a doggone minute. I think I might be more prepared than I thought. Hold on. Okay, we got a lighter right there.
A white phone today.
There we go. I have my medicine bag right here.
Too late. I ain't gonna just play it. I thought I was hoping something late.
Yeah, this can also be a situation where everybody's not all muted, you know what I mean? We can talk to each other here. So everybody can totally unmute. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. All right. You want to say hi to everybody?
Yes.
Go ahead. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Erica.
Hey,
Delnisha.
Hey, Manisha.
Hey, Yvonne.
How are you, beautiful?
I am good, Yvonne. I have not been ignoring you. I have been senioring, okay? I don't know about Eve, but senioring whooped my ass this year, okay? And this graduation, baccalaureate, senior stuff, it's been something else. So
It's the divine time. Divine time.
okay, you know it's all love. I love you so much.
Good.
Hey, everybody else. Isaisha. Hi, Kai.
Hi.
I don't know who that's with you, but hello.
Hi, Taylor.
That's Taylor.
She's normally by herself, but today
I
we're
thought
together.
so. Okay. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Kai.
Denise. Ouch. All right, Isis.
Oh,
Let's see. Isaisha.
okie dokie. Here we go. Zinzali.
Valid.
Isis.
Okie dokes. All the way ready now. I'm gonna sing us into to Elegbai, the opener of the way.
Okay.
And after that, we will pour libation. And after that, we will 100% be on our way. I'm so excited, y'all. Like, as I was preparing this morning, I got so excited for just for Geechee alone.
Mhm.
For the entity of Geechee, you know what I mean? To have
Mhm.
like some people of the now time, the now era, to be in the space of uttering out of our mouths Geechee Manitou. We're collectively saying it. And we're just this little tiny, but we're like a new pod of it, like rebirth. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited, you know, just so excited.
Me too.
Here we go.
Oh, thank you. This one might be good with somebody else.
All right. Abu yeah, Abu si said. 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 Eshubarapa. Mojubade. Hare hare. Eshubarapa. Mojubade. Wadamonde koriko shubarakbo. Mojubaele wa eshulona. Eshubarakbo mojuba. Are. Eshubarakbo mojuba. Adamonde koriko shubarakbo. Mojubaele wa eshulona. Eshubarako, Mojuba, Elewa, Eshulona, Eshubarako, Mojuba, Are, Eshubarakbo, Majuba, Elewa, Eshulona, Eshubarakbo, Majuba, Elewa, Eshulona, Eshubarakbo, Majuba, Elewa, Eshulona, Eshubarakbo, Majuba, Elewa, Eshulona, Eshubarakbo, ay, 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 ay. Hey, Mojuba, Elewa, Eshulona. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. So, gotta teach y'all something that I learned. I learned this from Yawasawe, and he's the house shaman. And when he taught me this, I was like, oh, how dope. And when I was in Belize, I taught the ladies in Belize this, so I'm teaching it to the house. So he taught me this one medicine song, and at the end of it, it's like probably like Asian, like Pacific, from that region. And so in that region of like dimension and consciousness, like in the heaven, like a person will walk inside of like the group of the people or whatever, and they'll go, "Wuss," right? That's the noise that they make. And then everybody else responds, "House, house, 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 house," right? And that's like, that's in a dimension of heaven. Like that's the code to get in, right? So when you hear me say that to you, whenever I say, "Wuss," you respond, "House, house, 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 house." Got it? Let's try it. Here we go. Wuss.
House, 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 house,
That's dope, right?
Yes.
And it's so dope because of what the first lesson is today. It's gonna hit home when we talk about the lesson for today. All right, so today is the 22nd of May, 2022. Who knew that we did that?
We did. That's beautiful.
I didn't know that. Tanisha, you knew. Tanisha knew the whole time.
You set it up.
Well, that's super dope. So happy birthday to us on the 22nd of 2022 of May on a Sunday at 11:24. I'm looking. We started at 11:11. And we are going to pour our very first house libation. And these libations will continue on forever and multiply. And this is the house of the cool people.
That's right.
We're the cool people on the earth. We're the peace seekers, the peace givers. No fighting nowhere. All right, grabbing my bowl, y'all.
This time.
Somebody has my coconut bowl. Kai, did you leave with my coconut bowl last week, sir?
No, ma'am. I left it right on your doorstep. So unless y'all ain't walked up the front door, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, Kai left with the libation bowl. You know the one you have to throw the libation out of. And he left with it. I can't find it.
No, yeah, I left it. I was in the silver bowl. It's a nice bowl though.
All right, y'all, here we go. All right, so please be prepared to say your I ams. So what I want you to do is, and it's gonna take some time, it's okay. I want us to be in the the spirit of what we're about to do, in
Yes.
reverence of every single name that we are going to call that were once walkers of the earth. You know what I mean? These people were here, and at some point they meant something to somebody. And we're going to talk about names today. And to be able to utter a name, you know, what a thing to be able to do, because name is consciousness. It is 100%. And me and my husband were talking about form following function. And he was asking me, you know, what I thought about that in terms of, do I believe that or whatever? And I do. And because consciousness has, in order for it to even be inside of consciousness, it has to have a name, even the name consciousness, right? And so when we call the name of our ancestors on today, those who once walked the earth, we're all going to be in the recognition of their presence, like 100%. And the delightedness of that, of being able to do that. All right. To our ancestors. Today is, can someone call out the date for me?
May the 22nd, 2022.
Today is May the 22nd, 2022. We say welcome in all of the languages of the earth. We say welcome to the Ile Geechee. Ile of Geechee Manitou, Geechee Manitou Noah. Geisha Manitou. Geisha Manitou, Geisha Manitou. The Geechee Manitou Noah, Geechee Manitou. Geechee. Great Geechee. Great Geechee set his eye upon Wakatenka, and we say, give thanks to Wakatenka. On this day, we stand aboriginal to earth, aboriginal with consciousness, the ab-originals, the ab-man, the atom. On this day, each of our atom spaces are fully ignited inside of consciousness that is conscious of being consciousness within consciousness of its own consciousness. On this day, we call forward our ancestors, those who once walked the earth. And by walking the earth, we mean foot upon the planet Geb, Geb man. Ooh. On this day, we will call forward our ancestors of light and progress. I will start with mine. My birth name is Alicia Yvette Holmes. I was born December 29, 1976 to Clarence Woodrow K. Sr. and Victoria Holmes. I am the granddaughter of Frank Holmes and Jimmy Ruth Holmes Berry. I am the great-granddaughter of Ruby Berry and Don Berry. I have a great-great-grandfather by the name of Walter Williams, who is married to Lenora Williams. They are the parents of my grandfather, Frank Holmes. Frank Holmes was married to Jimmy Berry. I'm the granddaughter. I also have a woman in my lineage by the name of Patrice Neal. That is my great-great-grandmother, and she is the mother of Ruby Berry, which is my great-grandmother. There's Lenora Williams. There are the Nappers. The Nappers have land in Louisiana, 200 acres they still own. And on that land, that 200 acres, there is the Choctaw Chapel Baptist Church. And so my family built the Choctaw Chapel. So I am daughter of Choctaw. All right, I have Ruby Berry, Don Berry, Jimmy Ruth Holmes Berry, Clarence Cade Jr., John Shoemaker, Ziola Shoemaker, Frank Holmes, Boise Shorter Sr., Boise Shorter Jr., Viola Shorter, Irene Shoemaker, Rosetta Sims, Doretha Wright, Van Johnson, Hope, Lee Esther Shoemaker, Lloyd Rowe, Leon Mortimer, Willie Mae Smallwood, Willie B. Shoemaker, William Shoemaker, Hope Shoemaker, Woodrow Shoemaker, and Marie Shoemaker. I call forward Gwendolyn Barjan and Gonzalo Say. Call forward Desmond Demond Strickland. I call forward Chadwick Boseman. I call forward Nina Simone. I call forward Buddha. I call forward Yahshua. I call forward Yahweh Wahe. I call forward all of the ancestors of light and progress, whose names I do not know, but I recognize you at this time. Okay, who would like to go next?
I can.
Okay, all right. Start with your first name and then keep going.
Okay, I am Leilani Marie Russell. I was born on July 31st, 1993. I am the daughter of Leela Jane Simeon and Joseph Paul Russell Jr., Joby Jr. Leela is the, do you want me to just say, you know what, I got it, I'm sorry. She is the granddaughter of Leela Ratcliffe Gray, whose parents are Papa Zona and Letha Gray. And she's also the granddaughter of Aubrey Ratcliffe, who is the son of Momo Jimmy Ratcliffe. She is also the daughter of Raymond Simeon, who is the son of Martha and Antoine Simeon. Antoine is the son of Leela Simeon, full-blown Indian. Joseph is the son of Ruby Serena Russell Garlow and Joby Russell, Joseph Paul Russell Sr. Ruby is the daughter of Leola Garlow. I call forward Nipsey Hussle. I call forward Malcolm X. I call forward all of the ancestors that came before me and stood strong to progress us into this new era of standing and doing better.
I see. I see. All right, come on, Yvonne St. Louis.
I think mine is gonna be the shortest of them all because my family lineage is very broken. On my mother's side, she was abandoned by her mother, so there's a lot of conflict there, and so I know that my name is Yvonne St. Louis. My birthday is July 19th, 1989. And my mother's name is Marie St. Louis. And my grandmother's name is Anne Marie St. Louis, who happens to have the same birthday as her daughter. And my grandfather's name is Joseph Ephraim. So in my family heritage, we have a lot of broken, I don't know what it is, but this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, so I can put the pieces together and stop this generational curse, because I don't know what's my actual biological father's name. So I call forth Nelson Mandela and all ancestors of progress and light.
I see. Ashe. All right, Erica.
Okay. I am Erica Denise Whitlock, born March 20th, 1979, the daughter of Tresvant and Sharon Whitlock. Do I just go on each side? Who?
However you want to do it.
Okay. Who is Sharon Whitlock, who is the daughter of Henrietta Stevens and Eugene Johnson. Henrietta Stevens, who is the daughter of Hypatia Went and William Stevens. Hypatia Went, who is the daughter of Eleanor Went and David Went. Eleanor Went, who is the daughter of Lucille. I also want to call out my father's side of my father, who is Tresvant Whitlock, who is the son of James Whitlock, who is the son of Eleanor Luster. And I call forth all ancestors that are of my highest good. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. Next, we have Kai.
Have a big family, but unfortunately, a few generations back, there was an entire building that was burned down that held my family's records. Because I had spent a while back searching all this already because I was curious about who the rest of us were. But I will give you what I got.
Okay.
My whole name is Kylie DeLon Luster. I am the son of Lavelle Luster and Kevin Luster. My mother is the daughter of Arvell Pickens and Patricia Ann Pickens. Patricia Ann Pickens is the daughter of Edward Pickens and Mary Ann Pickens. My father is the son of Johnny Ray Luster, and I don't actually know the name of my grandmother. So I call forth, from that being said, I call forth Hail Celestii and all the spirits of progress and light in the names I do know.
Ashe. Ashe. Okay. That means Taylor's right after Kai.
All right. So my name, I'm gonna pronounce my actual name because you guys know me as Taylor, but it's actually Talor. Nicole Hawkins. I was born on 7/11/1995. I am the daughter of Antoine and Krista Hawkins. On my matriarchal side, she is the daughter of Arthur Mullins and Elodie Jenkins. Unfortunately, he wasn't in my life, my grandfather on my mother's side, so all that lineage I do not know. But on my grandmother's side, she is the daughter of, I call him Grandpa Hudson and Marguerite. And then that's all I know on that side. On my dad's side, Antoine Hawkins, he is the son of Ray Smith and Karen Smith. Ray, we don't know anything about him. Granny, we call her. She is the daughter of, don't know her father, but we do know Ruby Smith, or Big Ruby, they used to call her. And continuing on, going back to my dad's side, there is somebody that we know, his name was Esquire Smith, and he was freed. He was a freed slave by the time, 1920s, something like that. But I do call, I'm gonna call her the mother. I'm gonna call her the mother because we do know she was a breeder. They bred her. So she was of African royalty. Don't know much about her, but I call on her and everyone I do not know, just to keep sessions.
I'm sorry, did you close out? My computer froze.
Yeah, did you hear me?
Okay, say the very
Okay.
last part one more time because my computer glitched.
Oh no worries. I call her the mother. I'm just gonna call her the mother because she came over. She was a breed, they bred her. So all we know is that she was of African royalty. I don't know, on my dad's side, Cameroon. And so I just call out on all those ancestors, Uncle Peppy, Auntie Lolly, Rogers Campbell, Mom, Pop Jenkins, everybody, just a guide. Who else? All the well-known Black prominent figures, I call on as well.
All right. Echo to your entire lineage. Okay, Isaisha. Isaisha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I have the names, but I'm really not sure of exactly what I'm supposed to do. I do have the names because I missed the other classes, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. You're just calling out the names of your that you collected.
Okay, and I'm at the lake, so my name is Isaisha Williams. I'm calling out Altheria Watson, James Curtis, Eddie Mae Campbell Washington, Massey Washington, and those are all the names I have.
Okay. All right. Next we'll go with you're gonna kill me because I'm gonna call you Sharonda. I'm guessing. Today I'm listening. I'm going to get it today. Okay. You can unmute. Uh-oh, you're still muted.
My name is Sharonda
Okay.
on July 29th to Peggy Washington and Willie John Humphrey. Can you hear me? I think I'm freezing.
Yes, yeah, just a little bit, but we heard you, yes. All right, Ashe to your ancestors and your entire lineage. Dalmisha.
Okay, and I was there. My mom was born to Adele Jones and Jeffrey Washington. My grandmother was born to Della Pace and Elvin Jones. My father was born to Odessa Humphrey and Willie John Augusta. We are direct descendants of George Washington. I do know that. And I am calling out Nat Turner, Nelson Mandela, and Marcus Garvey, and all the ancestors before them.
Ashe. Okay, next we have Sanice.
All right, good morning. My name is Kenese or Kenese Johnson. I was born to Annie Catherine Willis and Reamer Harriet Johnson, who is the son of Robert Johnson and Sally Lovett. Annie Willis is the daughter of Barbie Carr and Alan Willis. Past then, we don't know too much. There was a lot of running away and things like that, and a lot of murder and whatnot. Barbie Carr, her closest relative was her niece named Dorothy Carr, and her brother Matthew Carr. And today I call on Cicely Tyson,
Ashe.
and Maya Angelou.
Ashe. Benicia.
Me or Benicia?
Huh? Benicia, did you already go?
No, I
Benicia or
didn't go.
Danisha? Which one? Okay, go ahead,
But
Benicia. I'll go after you.
Benicia. Okay. Okay. First of all, thank you for this assignment. This is so super duper cool. Okay. My name is Benicia Danielle Jones. My birthday is June the 20th, 1980. I was born to Benny Johnson, Benny Darrell Johnson, and Sandra K. Jones. And my mother's mother name is Betty Jean McFarland. And I don't know my mom's dad name. My great grandmother's name is Marie Strickland, and I don't know her father's name. My dad's name is Benny Johnson. He was born to Benny Marcellus Johnson and Annie Marie Johnson. No, I said that wrong. Benny Johnson and Annie Lara Johnson. And I don't know either of their parents' name. I want to also pay respects to Brianna, which is my daughter that I lost at 16, Ishawa, Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, Tupac, Martin Luther King, Jabri, Sammy, all the farmers, all the root workers, all the servants of their community, the healers, the duelists, the peacemakers, and the curse killers.
Ashe. All right.
Ashe.
All right, then tell me how to properly pronounce your name. Is it
Dalnicia.
Dalnicia. I love it.
Okay. Thank you. I am Dalnicia McNeil, born January the 1st, 1982. I am the daughter of Elaine McNeil and William McNeil. I am the granddaughter of Lugenia Lane and Rayfield Lane, the great granddaughter from my grandmother, which is Florida Sip Nixon and Dipsy Nixon. On my grandfather's side, Mandy Williams, Riley Lane, and Luke Lane. On my father's side, I am the granddaughter of Hazel McNeil, and I call forth all the ancestors that came before me, that were warriors, lovers, healers, and peacemakers. Ashe.
Ashe. We call forward. Did everyone get to call forward? No. Awesome. All right. I also call forward before we move forward. My husband's lineage, the Busbys and the Cyruses, and all of the manifestations thereof on the side of my husband. I call forward all of our ancestors to stand on this day. We may not know your name, but we are within your consciousness, and we are within your consciousness because that is the bloodline. We start with the bloodline. If we start with the bloodline, that means that we start with the lifeline that is inside of our physical body. Today, inside of the Geechee Manitou, we are going to enter into the physical body, consciously conscious of the consciousness of this. On this day, each one of us, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 present on this day. 11 on this day. 11 being the number of the ancestors. 11 being the number of divinity. 11 was all we ever needed, 1 and 1 together. On this day, we have arrived. It is May the 22nd, 2022. We have arrived in the name of our ancestors, in the name of our creator, in the name of the Geechee Manitou and Wakatenka. Right underneath our feet, we have gathered together to do a good for a planet and for ourselves. Today we enter into the physical body inside the house of Geechee. We say Ache, we say ache. You can unmute your mic and say it loud. Let's have some acheos, acheos.
Asheo.
Cheo. Ashe.
Us.
Huss, 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 huss.
Yo, when we go out to eat, the day that we go out to eat and we call that forward, and these people hear us just say house, 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 and we're gonna hit it on them too. Mhm. All right. Oh, dang it. I'm so excited. As like I said before, as I was gathering up, entering into Gab, I just got so super excited for just the very thought of this, just the thought of doing this. Because it's not one-sided, like I get to go through it too. So super cool. All right. Plants and earth, you can go ahead and get your writing materials. I do have some visuals to show, but even though we know that we always offer the tobacco to the ancestors, I'm going to say that this is the beginning of the lecture. If you need me to stop, if you have a question, if there's something you want to add or say, like we're in conversation with each other. I am, I have the outline for us, but we're in total conversation about it. So you just feel free to interject. Hold on just a second. What did you say, babe? The time? What about it?
Getting everybody ready, getting out. Hello, everyone, too. Getting everybody ready for the graduation day.
Oh, okay. What time is it?
I know you'll speak. It's literally talk for 3 hours.
If you don't get out of my lecture.
I love it.
I love that too. I'm tickled.
This is a real class. Oh man,
Yeah,
this feels so good.
Mind you,
He's giving his input.
He's like, and do like this. Y'all missed this part. Ma'am, keep it going. I said that was going to take some time, didn't I? It was going to take time to get through that. I'm on target, babe. We do have graduation dinner today. It's at 4 o'clock. Is it even 12, y'all? Thank you.
He know you though. He know you.
He does. That's why he did what he did. No, I'm conscious of the time. Yo, because you know what? When I logged on, it was, y'all know I'll be late too, but when I logged on, it was 11 o'clock on the dot, and I started singing. I made up a whole little song about being on time. I was so excited to be on time because of, when we went through the tree and we were talking about like starting in front of the quantum, and that had actually happened. Like we were like on time. So I'm conscious of the time. Okay. So everybody is ready for some scripture right now, writing this down. We are opening up to Geb. Geb is in fact it is the now time. It is the place that we are at. It's planet Earth, right? It is the physical world. It is plant. It is molecule and all of the things thereof. Planet Geb, that's what we are. At this time, we actually employ planet Geb. I've set one of the elements of Geb, which is fire, right? We know earth, wind, fire, water, and ether, right? We know that there are actually 5 elements, major elements, and ether is one of them. We've already used ether, right? Y'all remember that? That's the libation, ether, 5th element. And we're using plant and fire, and that's alchemy, right? this whole thing is all about alchemy. What we're doing here in the Geechee Nanny Do, it is about the transformation of the physical plane and being, scientists of it. And we are scientists first inside of the physical body and the physical realm. That's why we're starting down here at Malkut. We are starting with fire element, ether element, all from planet Earth, right? So we understand that the tobacco is used for what? What we use tobacco specifically for inside of the ritual. Anyone can answer. Everybody can unmute. Unless it's like loud in your background. What is this part for?
Isn't like a form of offering to our ancestors?
And what is the specific, it is a form of offering. And then what is the specific element that comes out of the tobacco plant and the reason why we employ it right now?
Is it the smoke?
Yes, but what does it do? What is the intelligence of the tobacco to do?
Fire.
What? Okay.
No, it's something else. I should know, but I can't think of it.
Okay, so we're implanting this in the mind right now. This is anytime you light tobacco, the intelligence of the tobacco is to offer calm into the space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is to chill it out. That is the literal intelligence of tobacco plant. That's what it does every time. Nobody smokes to get high. They always smoke to chill out. So that's the reason why we employ tobacco and we offer the calm, because some of the ancestors, they were high-headed while they were here. Most humans are, that's why we're talking about the physical body and how to maneuver it in a peaceful kind of way. Most hot-headed. And so here is intelligence that Most High Creator put inside of the tobacco plant to calm everything down. It's all chemical and it's medicine. So I offer this to our ancestors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reason for that ritual, right? Uh-huh. And then, if y'all were here, we would then pass this around to everybody, right? So that we're all taking inside of the medicine. Right? Okay. So we're starting at the planet Geb. Let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through. I'm going to talk about what a rites of passage is first, and I'm going to really define it. I want you to take notes. I want you to, scribe, just so you put in your cheat into the thing, but also I will share the PowerPoint with y'all so that you have the exactuals on it. But I'm going to talk about rites of passage, what it is, and then we're going to get into the planet Geb and Malkut and like where we sit inside of the physical plane. And so, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you. There we go. Yeah, here we go. And let me see if I can make it all the way big. Look at me. I have no real technical term for it. I just said all the way big. Let me see if I can enlarge this. Because normally when you push the little play thing, right? Let me see if I go right here. Boom. There we go. Now we're looking professional, like we a teacher during the day and know how to do this. Okay, so welcome to the Ile Geechee, the Rites of Passage Society. I think I said this when we did our orientation. My idea for society is really because societies really thrive on the intelligence of every single person involved in it. And that's what makes a society. Society is our people-filled areas where everybody's like using their genius, you know, then that makes culture if everybody is in use of their genius. So when I think about us and what we're doing, we're building genius, right? And building, you know, a space where we can utilize all of our geniuses, if not just like collectively, but definitely like out in the world, right? So the rites of passage society, we went through all of that before. Okay, we're going to define rites of passage. We're going to talk about the parts of it, the anatomy of it. So we're super clear about, first of all, the anatomy of rites of passage, number one, because it's ancient technology, right? This is an actual indigenous technology tool that is used for physical alchemy. That's the real definition of rites of passage. I know I got, you know, the one that's defined out in the world on here, but in real time, it is, you know, it's physical alchemy. And being, again, like that word, consciously aware of shifting yourself from one state of consciousness to the other. That's what the rites of passage really is. But it's defined as a ceremony or ritual of the passage, which occurs when an individual leaves one group to enter another. It involves significant change as status in society, and is marked by three phases: the departure, the passage between, and the return. That's the anatomy, right? You have to have these three things happen in order to receive the energy on the other end, right? So we're going to break down those three things. If you have any questions or comments about it, you know, we could talk about it, but we're about to talk about the departure, the passage between, and the return. So the departure is a withdrawal from the current status and a prepare to move from one place to another, right? It's the first phase is the separation, which comprises symbolic behavior signifying the detachment of the individual group, right? So what that means is that we are inside of a space right now, right? And because we can't like go off into the bush, we're going to mentally think about the things we would detach from if we could go into the bush, right? That's the whole idea of departure. And that'll be with any phase in life, right? Like when you are really thinking about like the shaping of your will and the shaping of yourself, the first thing you have to recognize is what is keeping you from shaping the new self. So as we move into the departure phase, that's how we're going to view that, right? Getting like pinpoint, like serious about those things in particular, right? Indigenously, this is a time where they would actually like do a physical thing, right? They would physically do a ritual for departure. They would, in West Ghana, in the Krobo tribe, in West Ghana, the young girls, when they go through rites of passage, they get a goat. And for the departure stage, they actually cut the head of the goat, right? And they tap the head of the goat to the floor 3 times in order to signify that the old head is dead. That's departure, that the old head is dead, right? We've separated from the old head. But to me, inside of like growing up and things like that, you got to know what's on the inside of the head first. You know, you've identified what's inside your head and what just don't really work, right? And so that, you know, in the rites of passage we're putting together, we're thinking about that in a super specific way. I could tell you that like back when I started going through because I really got, I went through all of this in lifetime. You see what I'm saying? Like it was like happening just like in my life, and I had nobody tell me nothing. It's just, I was like guided from inside of myself. So I went through this period of time. I was studying Queen Afua's Sacred Woman at the time. And she had some rituals off in there. So I would wake up, I had a sage bowl, and I would like stand over the sage bowl, and I just, I would smudge my womb, and was really thinking about myself as a woman. And I went through this process. I told all of y'all about the internal audit, right? I internally audited like what was making me unhappy as a woman, right? And I took those things into meditation, got that stuff up off of me like in a very real way. I utilized meditation, breath, and strength. And I detached myself from that, right? And right after that detachment, I ended up getting married, right? And at that time I was like really meditating on what it took to become married material, right? So that was like kind of how I learned that in real time, the idea of departure. But departure is consciously defined as that, right? That is our metaphor. We have to create the metaphor because unless y'all want to get a goat, who want to get a goat? Y'all want to get a goat and sacrifice it? Because we can do that. Raise your hand. Come on. Boy, y'all not indigenous.
I do.
Y'all not indigenous for real. Y'all over here playing. Y'all want to be on Zoom.
I want one. I want to sacrifice a goat.
Yeah.
I would too. I would that. I would do that too.
Wait, check this out. Let me tell y'all. The last time you think so, check this out. I was inadvertently at a freaking ended up at a bimbe recently at the beginning of the year. Now I was thinking, because my daughter, her birthday was coming up, I was thinking about blood sacrifice, right? Because I know, again, I know how it works when we talk about these rites of passages, the things that you have to do, not that you have to do, but that are out there to create metaphor, because metaphor plays on consciousness as well. The metaphor tells spirit that it happened, and spirit gonna read that and run with that. That's that right brain function, right? Spirit, whatever metaphor you put out there, spirit accepts that as so, right? So anyway, I'm at this bimbe, man. I said, a couple of days before, I said I wanted my daughter to have a chicken sacrifice. I'm singing at this bimbe, man. These 22 people walk out of a room with chickens, y'all. I could not believe my eyes. I said, what? I thought about one chicken. I was looking at 22 people with freaking roosters in their hands, flicking around. So they got the roosters, they got all of these shrines, and they sacrifice all of the freaking roosters. And I'm sitting there, I couldn't believe my eyes. I had never seen anything like this in my life. Then they walked in with a freaking goat. No lie, live baby goat. Baby goat was like, oh, I've been chosen by spirit. And they straight sacrificed that baby goat. And they put that blood on those altars. And indigenously, the mind of that, you making big sacrifice to spirit when you say that I mean this. You told spirit a big thing. And so when we think about it again, what you're saying, you're departing from. And if you put it inside of the metaphor, inside of what we're doing right now for your rites of passage, that means you're putting it in the alchemical, the alchemy recipe. It's an ingredient. The things that we say we're about to alter to or alter from. Right? So think about it in that kind of way. I don't even know how I went past the departure, but yeah, think about it in that kind of way. You see, I've written in that definition, and again, I'm gonna send it to you, but it's the word cutting away. You can cut away. My Herukehuti people, this, we definitely need your energy as the cutawayers, right? Because again, we're all on this tree. So we also have to know like who's here invited. I should have made all of us say the freaking what your incarnation objective is, because you got to know that. That's the physical too, right? You have to know that. So, you know, be aware of that. But again, the Heruke Huti people cutting away, getting that stuff off of us that doesn't need to be there. That's Godship, right? First phase of the rites of passage. Next phase is the passage between. That's on the metaphor of this life, that's every third Sunday, right? It's the period between stages, right? That's where you get all of your knowledge. Science class. It's, you know, you're not in no kind of professor stage right now. You're in student, you learning, you're paying a deep attention to in the passage between. Currently, where we're starting, we're in departure. This is the beginning of the departure stage, right? And in the fall, we're going to go into the passage between, right? And so when we start to get into that knowledge, we're going to be in the mid parts of the tree at that point. We'll be in the mid parts of the tree, teaching from there. And getting all of that. I told my students at St. Philip's, the passage between is like when you're connecting the knowledge of who you will be. That's passage between. That's where you're learning the skills to actually be who you're going to be, learn those sciences. Again, if we're not all chemically thinking about this, if we're not really thinking about the shaping of, like we say in the yoga classes, of the diamond body, because hatha yoga, the style of yoga that I teach you is called building the diamond body. That's what hatha means, hatha, diamond body. So, you know, we are literally building a diamond body in the information that we're receiving. Yo, Kai, he's our sacred geometrist of the freaking group. Y'all, he can make the freaking mandalas. And they're so ill. Yo, he has like the best stuff for us to gaze upon. We will gaze upon that in the freaking passage between. That all that stuff, y'all, that build your freaking Merkaba. We got one. We got a freaking sacred geometry scribe in this group. We got Yvonne St. Luce, y'all. She's a dreamer. If this girl could tell y'all about the freaking dreams that she's had since we started, what? This girl knows how to freaking, like immediately get in contact with ancestors in the freaking dream world. They answer her immediately. Her last name is St. Luce. It means of the light, the sainted light, y'all. In this group we got. Now, don't get me wrong, she hell on wheels. She is a bull, y'all. We don't have to, like, you know, but she's child of Heruke Huti. And that's Talor's sister. Talor is also Heruke Huti. Difference between Talor and Yvonne. Talor, you don't think she Heruke Huti because you see a sweet smile. Don't let it fool you. That is Heruke Huti right there. We got a nice crew is all I'm saying. And we're going to utilize all of those gifts in the passage between, where we're going to get the sacred freaking sciences, right? And then the final phase is the return. I'm going to hit on these two words, reaggregation and incorporation. That means you let it sink in. To reaggregate, we get this science, right, about reaggregation. Coming back into the world, right? We're saying that we're going to come back into the world, that we're going to return into the world next spring. This spring, nobody even knows it, but we've gone under. we have departed on this day. We 11 here took off. We are inside of the inner stratosphere of ourselves, and don't nobody on the surface know it. You don't even know we did this, but we made a spaceship on this day. Hold on, I'm plugging up my computer. I'm gonna keep talking though. We made a spaceship on this day, and we decided that we're gonna take the spaceship off to Mars or something. You know, I don't know. We've taken it in the inner sphere of life. We have certainly departed on this day, right? Then next spring, we're gonna return. We're gonna come back. And there are things that we have been studying about ourselves and the world, and we're going to commit again to utilize those in a very specific kind of way, evidence gathering way. And I mean evidence gathering, like we should all like really be able to talk to our ancestors, like for real. Do you be testing your ancestors? I did. I tested my great-grandmother Ruby Berry one time, and she responded back like, don't you ever test me. She went so hard, y'all. I tested my great-grandmother Ruby one time, and do you know what this woman did on physical plane? She flew me to Chicago, which is where she lived. About a month or two after I said, why didn't you take care of my mother and you were on the planet? Because she didn't take care of my mom. My mom went and had to come down here to Texas, and my great-grandmother was alive and didn't take care of her after her daughter died. She didn't take care of her grandchildren after her daughter died. My grandmother died. My mom had to come down here and live with her sisters. So I was writing a book and I couldn't get past this particular chapter. And I wrote to my grandmother like this. I was scribbling on the page like, why? You better answer me. Yo, my great-grandmother, who had been dead for about 20 years at the time, within 2 weeks, I had a grant application in front of me. It was from mobilize.org. And I applied for the grant and ended up getting, I won a trip to Chicago to compete for the grant, right? Now, my grandmother is from Chicago. So I hadn't been in contact with anybody in Chicago since I was a little girl. And they said that my Aunt Pam would never answer anybody's phone calls from Texas because she hated us so. And she wouldn't talk to any of us. But I was coming to Chicago, so I ended up calling up there. And as soon as she heard my voice, she picked up the phone. She said, yeah, I would love to see you when you get to Chicago. Get to Chicago. She's acting funny with me. She's stunting on me, right? She doesn't want me to come over. So she uses my grand aunt Pam as an excuse. She says, she gets really rowdy when people come over to the house because she had dementia. And I was like, it's okay. I'll try to tiptoe lightly around. Long story short, I get to her house. And I walked through the door, and my great aunt, Janice, she recognizes me immediately, even though she had dementia, right? And as I was sitting there, I get the whole backstory of how my great-grandmother ended up giving my mom and the rest of the grandchildren over instead of keeping them. And all of that happened within a matter of about 3 months when I really went to the grandmother, right? She's my great-grandmother, after I really went to her. And so the evidence that you're looking for in the passage between should be on that level. You got to test it. You are going to have to test. That's where we become real life alchemists inside of the passage between. You should have a thought. You should be able to project thought onto reality, and you should be able to manifest it in some kind of way. I have not mastered in any kind of way. I don't know that you can master the details of it. I don't know, but I do know that you can test the reality. You can test consciousness. You can test the universe. Y'all can be in like real-time volleyball conversation. And what we're learning inside of Geb is about the frequency of that, right? We're going to learn how to frequency the body so that the thing just moves so in such a way that it'll blow your mind. It will it'll sit you down somewhere and you're going to stop playing until you want to play again. And then you ask them to stop playing with you and they don't even stop. They just keep going because you're there now. So that's the passage between where we're going to calibrate the physical body. First phase, we learn about the physical body. We're going to make a stunner move. We're going to depart from something. And then we're going to get into the science of building the new diamond body. And then we come into the return. In the return, we're going to make implements. This stuff that we have right here, y'all, these are implements. These these take on the meaning of everything that was done to create this thing. So these are prayer beads, right? We're gonna make implements that remain on us that say, I am here now. It's the metaphor. It's like when y'all come to get your when you got your incarnation objective readings, and I talked to you about only using the scent associated with your deity. Remember, I said only do that on your holy day, the day that we define as your holy day. Only do that on that day, because then it takes on a whole new meaning inside a deep consciousness rather than mundane consciousness. Remember, I used the story of your grandmother. If I walked into the room wearing your grandmother's perfume, you would smell your grandmother and recognize her before you saw me, right? I could be standing right in front of you, but if I had her perfume on, you'd go there first, right? So those type of metaphors and implements, we're going to have them in the return to keep us in the mindset of we're here now. That's the return. It's like all new show up. I love the idea of reaggregation, right? We're the aggregate. We're talking like real life. We tweaking with the matter right now, right? The return. So those are the three phases of the rites of passage. Because we are the original 11. It doesn't matter how many people gather on after today. Originally, it was 11 that showed up, right? We are the stone cold litmus testers of the whole thing, and really like looking at the evidence thereof, us 11, right? Before I move from this, I want to say the words creating of a sacred bond and a sacred cord. And the sacred bond and the sacred cord, that bad boy, that's yours. It don't have nothing to do with me or anybody else on the call, or not on the call, but like in the group, amongst us, I should say. It's an inner sacred cord, is your cord to Amen. Top of the tree, unbreakable peace. And the only way cord is established is through the first sphere, which is Geb, down here at the bottom of the tree, right there. Your goal, you know that all of these, from Geb all the way up through Amen, or all the way through Aser, there are lines, the lines that connect all of that. That's your sacred cord. I don't know the was written on a, you got the little tubes, and do you know you can write on all of those tubes? Kai, when you're doing the the sacred geometry, all of the lines that are on there, those things, we could go inside of all of the lines and we could make little inscriptions on all of the lines, and you do. And that's your sacred core. I don't know that inscription, you do, but right now you have the capacity to create the inner workings of it. And as you do that, that go out into the quantum, it hits your family first, then it hits your world. Okay. All right, we're gonna, this is just more stuff on Ile Geechee. I'm gonna go over this like super quick, but you can go, you know, the definition of it. And this is like, we should really have this in mind, just because we here in America have this in mind. Geechee is the container by which we're gonna move. Ile is what's inside of it. Ile Geechee means the house of Geechee, right? Ile means home, house, building, or shelter. And by that, I mean your physical body. That's the real Ile. Again, that's why we start again. We on the physical plane right now. Your Ile. And the real Ile is you, right? Geechee is the spirit on the inside of it. That's the, you know, that's free form. That bad boy going like this whole time, right? Geechee, we just gonna use the Geechee because this is the house of spirit, but the whole thing you gotta come inside for to know is that we're really talking about Geechee Manitou. And Manitou is the stone cold science that's inside of that passage between. Manitou is this part. that's chi, right? That's molecule. That's thick stuff. That's the thickest stuff of spirit is the chi or the Manitou, right? That's like, is plasma, pudding, that kind of stuff. That's the Manitou. So this is the house of the Geechee Manitou, the spirit and matter together, right? That's bottom of the tree, top of the tree. That's what that is, right? Bottom of the tree. Yeah, planet Earth. I have here 10 equals 1 plus 0. That's formula for you. 10 equals 1 plus 0. Who in life don't want to be perfect 10? Right? I'm trying to be perfect 11. Perfect 10, though. 1 plus 0. 1 is top of the tree. 0 is the top of the tree. You see, like right here. This is 1. This is 0. We don't even have our men on the tree. Our men is not even on the tree. It's the state of nothingness, right? But Geb itself is made up of the state of nothingness and consciousness, and that makes it 10. It's still stone cold top of the tree. Remember when when you came for divination and I did the tree for you, right? Remember, we went through this whole thing right here, right? And when we got down here to Geb, which is physical plane, and I flipped it over and I said, as above, so below. That's why it looks the same at the bottom and the top. Remember that? That's 1 plus 0. That's 10. That's 10 sphere. 10 sphere is topsy-turvy. Remember I said, ain't nothing you're doing in spirit that you're not doing in your physical body, and there's nothing you're doing in your physical body that's not happening in spirit. That's 10. And Kemet, check this out. In Kemet, during the time of Akhenaten, right? Akhenaten. I really do believe that I am one of the original daughters of Akhenaten. I always had a proclivity towards Akhenaten, but then one day I was at the school and my homeboy Minkiti, who works there, he's like freaking scientist dude. He says, do you know Akhenaten? You look like one of Akhenaten's daughters. And I was like, what? I always loved Akhenaten. And I went and looked it up, and yo, there's this statue of one of his daughters, looked just like me. I was like, anyway, Akhenaten, in the time of Akhenaten, he was under the premise that we don't have to worship all of these gods like this. We can worship God, creator of all things. And creator of all things is Aten was the name. That's why his name was Akunaten, Ten, Aten, right? And the whole thing was like centered around the sun. That the sun, without the sun, nothing on earth could even be at all. Can somebody tell me on the tree who represents the sun? Anybody remember? I'll point to where it is. There, right there. Who's the sun? Which planet is the sun? Where is it on the tree?
Oh, Heru.
It is Heru. Heru sit right here at the center of the tree. Remember now that the sun in the solar system is the what? What is the sun?
The soul, spirit.
The sun is the center of the universe, they say. They say that the sun is the center of the universe, right? And all the planets are revolving around. Right? Heru sit at the center of the tree. All of the planets are revolving around. Your will is at the center of all of this. Again, deep spiritual meaning. Your will is at the center of the whole thing. Aten, the sun, the will. If we are going to be alchemists, we have to put the matter into play, right? You got to exercise the will, right? The exercising of the will is the mastery of the earth, right? It's mastery of physical body. All right, so that is our 10. What's happening? I'm trying to move on. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing now. I'm gonna give you straight from the container. Let me check the time. What time is it, somebody?
12:34.
Ooh, okay. We started at 11. Dang it. Time passed so fast. Everything that I'm about to give you is about the planet Geb, the plane Geb, the physical body, right? It's not anything I'm going to put in print. It comes from one container to another. I'm going to allow you to take notes because I took notes, but it's coming from living container from you. So the 3 phases of Geb that I wanted to talk to you about today are Geb, right? Malkut, M-A-L-K-U-T-H, Malkut. That's the name of Geb in Hebrew. That's Kabbalah, right? That's Christian.
How do you spell it again?
M-A-L-K-U-T-H, Malkut. And Babaluaye, B-A-B-A-L-U-A-Y-E, Aye, Babaluaye. You'll hear about Babaluaye twice because Babaluaye you know, in the Meduneter, which is where a lot of our teachings are from, Shechem, who wrote the book, he puts Baba Luaye up here at Seker, but I put Baba Luaye down at Geb also. And I do that because Baba Luaye is he's the one control medicines on the earth and disease and all of that kind of stuff. And that is really, this is a place of disease. You got to eat something to be right. Period. You're not eating enough of something, you're not right. And that thing is what actually like keeps the thing in equilibrium, or i.e. heals you, right? That's what all of the plants do. So I put Baba Luaye with Geb because both of them are planet Earth. They say that Geb is Father Earth. We talk a lot about Mother Earth, right? But Geb is Father Earth. And I would say that in the regard that Mother Earth is birther mama, you know, she the one who she the one who springs forth, you know, the seeds and the plants and all of that. Father Earth is the one given the fire to do so. And that's again, physical body, Geb. Geb is also the place of matter, right? Substance and the real world. Those three things: matter, substance, and the real world. Matter is where we have that idea of Manitou again. As we grow in consciousness, I also want you to be very, very keen to consonants and vowels, because those are the building blocks of reality, of matter. So think about Manitou, the M-A, and matter, right? Mother. Anytime you use M consonant, there's some sort of physical pow happening, right? Manifestation. Man, right? So anytime you hear like that, those connotations, understand that that's the power, the invisible power behind that consonant. So the idea of matter, of substance, and of the real world. The inside of Geb, you have the implements of that are the elements, right? The elements: earth, wind, fire, water, ether. What we put on the altar: earth, wind, fire, water, ether. We always have on altar. Candle, we always have on altar. Plant or food. Why? Because that's the physical world, right? The candle is what, right? The fire. We always have on altar agua, water. Look at my cute little water container. Ancestors for your skull, right? And look what I have in there: crystal, right? We have water. So we have earth, wind, fire, water, and ether, which is the alcohol, right? The wind part, what is the wind part? Can anybody tell me what the wind part is? What you think the wind is? Anybody?
Incense?
It is, well, incense is still more like sacrament. It's like fire. But where's the wind?
When you're talking, when you're speaking
When
to
you
us.
are speaking. The air. Air is also shu. S-H-U, shu. So In Kemet, you may see this picture. It's a picture of Nut, right? Y'all know who Nut is? That's the goddess that where you see the picture and she's like hunched all the way over and she has the stars lining her body, right? She's the firmament. And then, well, she's not the firmament, she's the stars. And then at the bottom, there's the other guy, he's wrapped up like that. That's Geb, that's the earth. Yeah. I'm gonna say your name absolutely right. It's Kianese? Canese? Tell me exactly, because I want to say it 100%.
K, just like the letter K. Nes, K.
Kenese. So yes, Kenese. That thing that looks like that, right? So the bottom part, that's actually Geb. The top part is Nut, right? I'm gonna talk about Nut again in just a second, but the top part is Nut, and that air in between, that's Shu. It's the air that separates the freaking firmament from the stars. That is your breath. Speaking into the ether. Where the Manitou, the chi meets it, and then it multiplies out forward to create reality, which is that last part, which is the real world. So again, matter, substance, and the real world, those three. That's like when I talk about heteru. Remember I said they triplets, they come in threes. Spirit moving come in three. For heteru, remember it was the imagination, the arousal, and the chi. That's the three in heteru. Up here, seker is the third sphere. And remember, that's when all of the machinery of the universe happened, right? Again, 3 is like the number of creation. So in order to be a conscious creator of reality, we know that we are moving matter. Matter then becomes the substance, and the substance turns into the real world, right? The elements again of Geb, there we think about how it manifests itself on the physical plane in what is it called? Not geometry, geology. The geology of the whole thing, right? The earth stuff, like real earth stuff. So the magical, like kind of opening key number to Geb is 7. Geb moves in 7 things, right? Geb has 7 orifices. That's the physical body. You have 7 orifices, 7 holes in your body, right? There are 7 seas on the earth. Right, that means there are 7 physical land masses on that separate the water, right? 7 major planets, 7 systems of the body. My husband, y'all know he's a physical therapist. He sent them to me. I'm not going to go look them up, but I will send them to you in our notes. But, you know, it's like the respiratory system, the nervous system, circulatory. It's a real cool name. I was really looking forward to like rattling that off today. I just don't, the ambulatory system, integumentary, because it was going to make me sound so smart. I was going to be like the integumentary system. That's your skin, right? That system. There are 7 systems of the actual physical body as well. So 7 is like that magical key number. Again, when you see 7 in the real physical world, when you see it, it show up as metaphor. You know, you open and you could eject some consciousness into that moment. Now you know what to do with the 7. Before you would see 7 and just smile. Oh, it's a 7. Oh, that means God. Now you know a physical thing to do, which is to emit consciousness through the key, through the door of that moment, because that is the archangel associated with Malkut. I'm a 100% fact check right now. If I'm not mistaken, it's Michael. That is Hebrew. Michael. So what you do with those, y'all, with the archangels, man, you could just chant the name of these archangels and they'll come to you in dreams and things like that. I tell a story about Mary and Joseph and Christ and that whole thing. And when I tell that story, I always talk about that Mary, in order to have that whole angel thing, like she had to be able to see interdimensionally. Remember, I talked about how, Mary and Joseph weren't just random people. They had to be able to see interdimensionally in order for him to not completely bail on this woman, right? To be like, what? I'm not, in order for him to actually do that, he had to have some insight of like what that really was at that time. Keep in mind, it wasn't no Hollywood back then. So if somebody said, yo, I saw an angel, that was like really real. That was like really real, right? And so she was able to see interdimensionally an archangel, and you can do that, right? So give me just a second so I can make sure that that is the angel for Earth. No. Oh, okay, here it is. This Uriel. Okay, that's it. Hold on just a second. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, Uriel. So they said they're actually four for the Earth, which makes sense. The four quadrants, four directions. So I'm gonna give them to you. Raphael is the air. Michael, that's who I thought, is the fire. Gabriel, which is Gabriel or Gabriel, is the water. And Uriel is Earth itself, Uriel. And it says Uriel actually represents nature, specializes in helping with knowledge and wisdom. Some practice earthly ways. Uriel can help you include grounding you in solid reliability of knowledge and wisdom that comes from God, and how to bring stability to situations in your life so you can prosper as God intends. Oh my God, how good. Uriel, right? Grounding in the physical body, grounding in in your Merkaba, right? So that is the physical plane and our approach to it in a very, when I say physical manner, I mean like the physical stuff you can touch and the matter or the manna thereof, the gooky gook that surrounds your actual light body, right? The light body appears here and the light body separates the matter surrounding it, but please trust, know, and believe you are a body of light. In real life, I can see auras. And when all of y'all came to the house, y'all were sitting there and your physical body was there and your light body was just doing like this, just scooting out to the side. And I just be looking like, wow, that's so cool. You would say something and from your neck down, it like freaking turn, like some of y'all turn blue, red. You ain't nothing but light. But Geb is all of this, cool stuff that we get to gaze upon. This is the last thing that I'll say about this. I'm gonna go into departure and we'll be done. Yeah. There's the light body. and an instantaneous manifestation of the matrix. It's hot, very electric. It is filled with stimuli of every single calling of simply your energy field. They say that when God created Earth, God did it from dirt, but it wasn't, God didn't even pick up dirt. God picked up a dot. And the dot was filled with enough consciousness to have created your physical being. Because in real time, you tiny than a mug. You think about it. You are, the tallest of us might be 6 feet. But compared to a 20-foot tree, what are you? But this big. When you get up in an airplane, what are you? But this big. A tiny little dot is all you really have to concern yourself with. There's a tiny little dot of light that you have formed into consciousness on the planet Geb. At this phase of your life, the departure phase, you're thinking about, even inside of this tiny little dot, what don't belong in the dot? What belongs in dot? You called out these names, yo. You said all these names. Some of us would use the words broken. Broken, we have to think broken in terms of breaks in DNA. In yoga, these things, when there's a break in the DNA, that you develop this thing called a Gayatri. Gayatri. And Gayatri, it comes to repair the DNA break. It's like a bump. And in the Gayatri is whatever the break was. You don't get to break DNA. You don't get to. It will formulate into something else. But matter, we said, yeah, is matter, substance in the real world. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed. It already was. Tehuti said so, the all-knowing, because Amen said so, I am. But Amen, when Amen come down to Aser, I apologize. Aser is the Amen. When he says I am, Tehuti immediately knows what that means. And it was from beginning to end, all knowing. It already was. It can neither be created nor destroyed. So it just transformed into something else. Go locate your Gayatris. If you don't know, ask for it in a dream, ask for it in a feeling, ask for it in what is. Sometimes I ask myself, sometimes I just have anxiety and I'm like, what is that? Where is that coming from? I have to I always imagine myself like on this little tiny ladder, like climbing down inside myself. What? Oh, right there. That's what was bugging me. And I go and I just go sit off in there. And I'm like, life is really so great. Really look at this. And I transform the energy. Got to do that in the Gayatri. I promise you, there used to be some big fucking Gayatris inside of me. These things were huge. These things had me paralyzed inside of my 9-year-old self. Paralyzed in a bed. I cannot move from here. This is so terrible. I can't move. I got to keep myself still. I went through and burst it wide open. How? You should feel it. You should feel the release of it. It's real. If you don't do that, you got Gayatris. And the planet Geb, it literally says that Geb sits with you in the halls of Ma'at. It is my aunt there and Gab is sitting there. Now, you got to get the heart weight against that of a feather. Your heart inside physical body. So Gab is, before you even get to your heart, Gab is going to say, where are you in prison? They say he's either your prison warden or your parole board. Are you stuck inside of some quantum somewhere? Are one of your ancestors stuck inside of quantum? Have you forgiven the quantum for what happened and kept moving forward? You may not know what it is, but be open to addressing it and channeling that bad boy out. We're going back and grabbing quantum, pushing it out. That is the departure phase, what we cutting out of the head. One more thing, I promise we go. So because we inside of the house, we deal with Yoruba, we deal with the Asar Set and the Meduneter. We deal with indigenous medicine, we deal with the Kabbalah. And then I'm also on this whole, I don't even know what this woman is, but this wolf stuff. I don't know what this woman's spiritual practice is, but it's all about a wolf. And I'll explain it later. But those are the things inside of this container. So with that being said, the level of the inner looking that we go through right now, it is going to be geared towards all of that. And in Yoruba, that thing is called Ori, the head, the Ori, the word original, original, the Auxerre design, I am is the original. I am, once you said I am, there's nothing else. So the head, what needs to get out of the head? The skull. We will continue to talk about this thing called the skull. Why you think they use this thing, this emblem right here? Why? There's nothing demonic, satanic, nothing about that. That's original bone design. And ain't nobody created that but Most High Creator. Nobody did that design but Creator. Creator must look something like that. And inside of the bones, that's the first physical thing. Everything else just energy. It's bones, then skin. It's bones, then veins, then bone. Head. And head equals Gad. Hey, y'all. So we've done it. That's it. That's what I have to say about departure. That's what I'm committed to you with inside a departure. That we are really clear about, like the cutting away of things from the head. Big questions you have to ask about moving forward inside of the passage between, because it's your own internal design. What are you designing? What world? We're going to immediately start getting into our set, which is the shaping of personality in the physical world. We're going to talk about the mind and the imagination. That's all I have to say about that. That was class number 1. Yeah, that was class number 1. And I hope I explained, I gave us some good reference just about the physicality of this space. So when we get off the call, we should be even more in tune with the physicality of everything that we are looking at. You know, again, you always thinking that, 10, 1 plus 0. It's physical and spirit simultaneously. Geb is the 10th sphere. All right, today they said that like when people are doing spiritual teachings, they oftentimes leave out, it was specifically about Malkut. Again, Malkut is Geb in Kabbalah, but they often leave out Geb. or the physical plane, and they start talking about everything all above, right? But yo, without the physical plane, we don't even have a frame of reference. So I didn't even know that people didn't do that, but that was what made the most sense to me. Rather than starting from the top of the tree going down, we start from where we are, we're gonna move up. We have to understand how to really be good stewards of the body. So next, in the next session, that'll be our next departure session. But before that, I'm sending y'all out the foods that we need to eat for late spring, early summer. I mean, not early summer, but for late spring and summer. So that again, we're calibrating the frequency of the physical body, right? Plants are the physical world, and they have intelligence inside of them. So we want to know the intelligence of this time. So we're going to eat as many of the fruits and vegetables for the season, so that we are inside of the season. We're like calibrating ourselves to what's growing right now. What's growing right now, what's blossoming and being harvested right now. Not last season, not next season, this season, right now, right? What's best for right now. I think that's it. Let me know if you have any questions or any other thing. No? Okay. Well, as we leave out today, I want to give thanks to you and your I am. Very thankful to you and your I am, that your I am and my I am, that we were at least thinking about this. What we know for sure is that every person amongst us right now has been thinking about this for themselves. Like, yo, I want to get control of my life like this, or I feel like I need to know this thing. Says a lot about who we are and what our deepest desires are. And if that's the case, then what could we ever doubt? Like, literally, we're here today because something inside of us desires, we desire amen. Some peace. We desire creativity. We are not out here trying to do trying to do this. So I feel honored to be amongst us and to be going through this too. The last time I went through this, like I said, I was in it. I was just stone cold taking notes as I was like in it. And so all I'm doing is regurgitating what the experience was like, it just, more so in the science of it all. But this phase, be able to like go through like this, because everything that I tell you, I'm gonna do myself. I'm about to go find this food. I'm thinking about some things to cut away from me. And I'm thinking about, I'm gonna introduce y'all to Nana Kweku in a few months. But Nana Kweku, my godfather, who ended up being my father-in-law, ain't no punk. He believes that we gotta be bold as fuck in this world.
Yes.
He says, no mousy. He always do his hand like that, no mousy. Then he'll go, no, you don't walk around here like no mouse. He the one who taught me to like walk into my ancestors and be like, yo, what happened? And guess what? You're not doing nothing but talking to yourself, and you giving yourself the, what happened? What do we do right there? How we fix that? Me, speak back to me. Me, speak back to me. What could I have possibly think? What could I have possibly been thinking by not taking care of my freaking children? I'll never do that again. And you don't do it again. what could I have possibly been thinking by not documenting the names of my ancestors? I'll never do that again. Not another name will be lost. Why? Because I'm going to teach the children how to do that. We're instilling it so they teach their children.
Yes.
Not going to do that again. Me call back to me. 1 + 0 = 10. That is get. That is amen. That is all. And that is it. I give praise and thanks and honor to the Geechee man, the Geisha man, to Noah. There are 1,000 names for Geechee. I'm gonna learn all of them, I swear to God. We're gonna be in here for 20 minutes. Just the Geechee this, the Geechee that, the gullah this, and y'all are welcome to learn all of them. We should be able to rattle them off. And it's so cool to be able to say it back to back to back. They have a whole list of it. Just because how many years did it go from even being said? We can only call upon the name of great spirit that somebody gave us, not the one that we, research for. I swear to God, this is the last thing, I promise, and I'm gonna let you go. The last thing, I swear to you. So glad that it came to me before we got on. The name. The name. In indigenous, sit. You don't get to know the name of the person unless you come inside of their house. They have world name because it is the unlocking of the key to the soul of anything. The name of it is. So when we are able to utter that thing, you unlocking all of how many doors you open today of consciousness. And on the opposite side of the name is power source of whatever the freaking name means. So it might behoove us to even find out the meanings of all of these names. So as we speak the names of the ancestors, if I say Azani, I'm saying powerful purpose. I'm saying she who does it on her own. I'm saying the sound of the lion. I'm saying noble. I'm saying noble. I'm saying all meaning. Because in Africa, the idea is that by the time you've said the word, you've extracted from the meaning, but the meaning is actually the energy that makes the thing move. So name, for us to be able to utter the name Geechee Manidu, Wakatenka, it's a big thing, and it is an opener of consciousness. Master Spirit, Master Creator. That's it for today. I am done. Next third Sunday, we're going to be in each other's presence, and it's going to kill. We might have snacks.
Okay.
We're going to be in the smells of it. We could have had so much fun. I'm so sorry, y'all. We could have had fun today. We could have been singing, but I was thinking a lot about the people who are not in Texas. That's what was on my mind. And I just kind of thought.
You messed up. I was here.
I know. Oh God, that would have been so good. That would have been so freaking perfect. And Venetia said that this morning. I was like, I'm sure I did. I'm sure. But it was so out of sight, out of mind for me. But next month, yes, in June, yes. I'm gonna send the recording. Somebody tell me, you don't have to tell me on this, just, you can text me. How do you I accidentally made the past recordings private on the YouTube thing. I need to know how not to do that. Somebody can text me and tell me. You don't have to say.
I'll text you.
Thank you. So I can send all that out. And then I'm going to send out the PowerPoint, which has the notes from today. And I thought there was one more thing I wanted to send you. I'm gonna send you this thing on
the food.
The food, thank you. The food. So food, PowerPoint, and a video.
We have class tomorrow, right?
Yeah, yes, classes tomorrow. Ooh, these people been, hold on a second. I didn't see this on the side. Some people were trying to join. I'm sorry, y'all. They should have texted or something. I don't know. They probably did. We gonna get it all the way right. We will.
Can I ask a question?
It's
Absolutely.
111.
Go ahead.
Can we get the words to the issue song that you sing at the beginning?
Yeah.
I would love to join you. I just know the middle part, but not the, when you go fast, I'm like, I don't know that.
Yes,
So I
absolutely.
just clap and join, but I would really like to join you.
Yay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I will. Okay, y'all. Peace, peace. Peace, 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 peace. See y'all tomorrow.
Thank you.
You gratitude.
Peace, peace.
Gratitude to you, Goddess. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye, y'all. Let me stop this recording.